Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. And before we get into today's discussion, which is partially to do with the earlier video today about Deadpool, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all the people that not only watched the video from earlier today about this new Holiday Deadpool uniform, but who then went ahead and tested with their Tier 2 Deadpools and sent me the results. I hope I got everyone's name here, but I want to give a big thank you to Aravinth, Mr. Vic, Decision, Jessica, Captain Duke, Brawlet, and the Quickster. I woke up this morning and I found messages on Twitter, I found messages on Discord, screenshots, videos, and people showing off how much stronger their Tier 2 Deadpool with this new holiday party uniform has gotten. And so I can confirm, not on my account, but on other accounts, some of them might be free to play, have worse cards, have lower raid level, etc. We're all able to do into the 30s, into the 40s, into the 50s, against both Proxima and Cull Obsidian, some of them with disgustingly fast times. Like one guy sent me, I think it was a stage 29, which is pretty low for Proxima, but it was 7 seconds. Oh, and I think Seagull Murderer as well sent me a link or a screenshot and tagged me on Discord. So apologize, Seagull, I forgot you, but I just remembered you. But yes, insane damage output. So I think it's time to perhaps make a new video talking about all of the Epic Quest characters and re-ranking them at Tier 2 with this uniform now putting Deadpool squarely, firmly in the lead, because they're all 1200 CCF characters, but if you're not planning to Tier 3 them, which one is the best? Doctor Strange, Wolverine, Mr. Fantastic, or Lady Deadpool Holiday Party? So let me know if you guys want to see that video. But now let's get into the topic of today, which is, can we take this Deadpool strategy, the Dr. Voodoo strategy with the all defense down, and can we replicate it with other characters? The answer is yes, but actually no. It works for some characters and it doesn't work for other characters. It works really well for Sabretooth, but it doesn't really work for Gambit. And that's just kind of the way it is, and it's weird. And I don't know exactly how to explain it, but I think Gambit has been... I'm going to try to explain it, but before we get into explaining it, I think Gambit has been the character that has been the most negatively affected by this striker change. I think Scarlet Witch has been negatively affected as well as a character. As a striker, she's better than ever, but now she has some all defense down interference with Weapon Hex and others, and we'll try to talk about that in another video. I know some of you guys have been asking for me to clarify some of the comments that I've been making here and there in videos about all defense down and how many strikers, and it seems like there's a pattern to what I'm doing, but I haven't discussed it in detail, so I will do that. But for now, what you need to know is Gambit's still a really good character. I mean, Gambit's still a good character, but he's definitely lost a lot of value because what he did uniquely, which was deal very high damage to Cull Obsidian and be able to do very high stages of Cull Obsidian despite being a Tier 2, is no longer that special anymore. You've got characters like, I mean, Dr. Voodoo can do stage 50 of Cull Obsidian even before the striker change with the CTP of Rage, which is obviously more expensive than a CTP of Energy, but we're still talking CTPs here, right? And although he has, you know, minus 60% for 10 seconds, which is amazing, and you're like, Cynicalex, that's not that far away from Deadpool's. It's also 10 seconds, and instead of being, instead of being 80%, it's 60%, so it's not that bad. But then you consider with the Dr. Voodoo combo. With Dr. Voodoo's combo, it increases 40%. So you take that 80%, you take that 80, and you multiply it by 1.4, you get 112%. So there may be a breaking point for all defense down. Once all defense down hits 100%, that might be the breaking point for being able to do like obscene amounts of damage to the boss. This is just a theory. I'm not saying this is the truth. I'm saying maybe, because we don't know how much more damage Deadpool is doing with Deadpool Parade. Maybe the skill deals a ton of damage, you know, as opposed to his old skill. We do suspect that this new 5th skill has energy damage, which does help, because Cull Obsidian has lower energy defenses in general. But if you go back to Gambit and you take that 60% and you multiply it by 1.4, you get to 84%. 84% and 112%. There's not a huge difference between those two numbers. It's about 32%, but it makes a world of difference. Now, yes, my Deadpool is Tier 3, and yes, my Gambit is Tier 2, but we're going to go down to a level 70, which is just a little bit lower than we were at before with Deadpool at 73. Keep in mind, Deadpool is a physical damage dealing character. Gambit is an energy damage dealing character. So Gambit has the advantage there, although he's tier 2 instead of tier 3. He's got a CTP of energy, and he's got more chain hit damage, which should deal more damage than Deadpool's CTP of destruction. We're going to use the same striker combo, like the same leadership. We're going to give Shuri here, and then we're going to use the same 5 strikers. Unfortunately, what you guys are going to see is that it just doesn't matter. I don't know if there's something else going on. There's a few possibilities here. I think the most likely possibility is that Deadpool does a lot more damage than Gambit does. And so that damage plus the 112% defense down is really what matters here. And so maybe Gambit deals very low damage or sort of just average damage, and his damage looked better in the past because all defense down was still a relatively new mechanic. And so it was seen as something that was really high damage by comparison. We don't want to die here. But if you can see now, the damage is not even close, guys. It's not even close. Deadpool's doing a bar plus worth of damage. Gambit can barely do, what is this? He's barely doing 25% of a bar. Barely. Right? And yeah, you know what? Cull Obsidian does have Cleanse, and he's using his Purify here. But he uses Purify against Deadpool as well. But then maybe that's the truth. Maybe that's the problem. We died there, but maybe that's what's going on. Maybe for some reason, Deadpool's all defense down is coded in a way that doesn't allow the Purify to take effect. And so, it's possible that because Deadpool's presence drop, one after another, they don't drop all at once, it's delayed, perhaps the all defense down keeps getting reapplied even though it gets purified. But there's clearly there's a colossal difference between Deadpool and Gambit, despite the fact that they're both in the 80 plus range for all defense down. So you could then see the example and you could say, well, okay, how about we try this again, except this time we don't use Dr. Voodoo, because now Deadpool will be at 80% instead of being at 112. Okay, so we're just going to give him a random leadership that doesn't help. We're going to give him this all defense down, or all defense leadership, not all defense down. Could you imagine if there was an all defense down leadership? That would be cool. So we're going to try it now with Deadpool. I haven't actually tried this off camera, so I don't know if this is going to be good or not. But let's take a look and see if the damage suddenly drops off a cliff. That would confirm the idea that there is a breaking point for the all defense down. If not, there's definitely something else going on. So we cancel, we get the all defense down to drop. Okay, yeah, it looks like I might be right about the breaking point, because okay, I thought my fifth skill had gotten interrupted, but it didn't. Yeah, you know what? It seems like that's the case. Wow. There you go. Let's try using the tier 3 skill now. Interesting. Okay, we stacked the tier 3 skill. And now let's see what happens. No, eh? Wow. So that's exactly what it is. I answered my own theory. It's the fact that, check this out. Just put Dr. Voodoo in. This should change everything. So it's the fact that it's under 100%. We don't know if it's under 100%, but we know that 80% is not enough. We know that 84% is not enough. And then we know that 112% is enough. And it looks like actually 100% wasn't enough, because I did 100% with his ultimate skill, and that also didn't cut it. So now we're going to do 100 and... yeah, wow. It's literally night and day. That's an insanely high difference. That ratio is crazy. The damage is 1,000 times more. It was 3 bars with 1 attack, with 1 combo, with 1 rotation, versus I don't know, 5 rotations, 10 rotations to get 1 bar. That's it's 30. It's not even joking, not being sarcastic. It's 30 or 50 times more damage, possibly more than that. Wow. So yeah, there you have it. So again, I don't know exactly. I'm trying to figure it out in my head as I'm recording. I don't know exactly. We don't know exactly what the percentage is, right? The percentage could be somewhere between 84% and 112%. If we had leaderships that were, or you know what, if someone could test it out, we could actually figure this out. We could get a lot closer to figuring this out. I'm gonna give you guys another task, okay? Guys, you're helping out the community so much with these tasks. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to test your tier 2 or tier 3 Deadpool. It doesn't matter. Test them out with a Dr. Voodoo that you just ranked up that doesn't have mastery yet. So this is what I want you to do. This is actually going to work. Check this out. So if you get your Dr. Voodoo to 6 stars, tier 1, it doesn't have to be tier 2, and they have no mastery, then they have no leadership. But then if you increase their mastery once, they now have a 20% instead of 40%. So that's half. So if you apply that 20% buff to Deadpool's all defense down, that 80% becomes 96%. This would be a very good test. If there's anyone out there who could possibly rank up a Dr. Voodoo, and purposely, I should have done this a long time ago, but I didn't know, right? Not a long time ago, but when Dr. Voodoo first came out, you can do the same thing for White Fox. So the same idea that I'm giving you guys here applies to White Fox. This could actually work. Okay, White Fox, same thing. We're gonna push the rank all the way up, and then she's got no leadership. But then if you do the mastery once, it's 20%. Yes. So either White Fox or Dr. Voodoo, if anyone could do this and test it out with Deadpool, because at 20%, you're going to get at 6 stars. Level 1 mastery, or 1 red star mastery, you're going to get a 96% all defense down. If you do 96% all defense down and Deadpool still does no damage to Cull Obsidian, but then you bump it up to the 2 red stars and it goes up to 24%, 24% should give you 99.2. So that should still not be enough. But my theory is when you go to 3 red stars, that's going to go to 28%. If you multiply 80 by 1.28, oh my gosh, I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. I'm so excited. Oh, that's wrong again. 80 times 1.28, you should get 102.4. So, if there's anyone out there that can test a 1 and 2 and 3 star mastery for Dr. Voodoo or White Fox with Deadpool, tier 2 or tier 3 against Cull Obsidian, the highest stage you can go, and see if there's a breaking point. You know, my theory is you should deal like no damage with 1 red star, no damage with 2 red stars, but once you hit the 3rd red star and up, you should be doing like good noticeable damage where the bar is actually moving, and you're actually surprised that Deadpool is dealing damage to Cull Obsidian because he's a physical damage dealing character, and Cull Obsidian is an energy, he's weak to energy damage. He has very high physical defenses because he's so like tough and brawny. So, whew, I'm really excited. I can't wait to see if anyone is going to be able to test this out for me. Remember, you can use Dr. Voodoo or White Fox. Don't spend resources. Sorry, I just want to give a quick little warning. Don't spend mega rank up tickets or anything like that to do this test. Only do this test if you already have a 6-star Dr. Voodoo or a 6-star White Fox that you just didn't rank up their mastery for some reason. Don't blow your resources. Don't spread yourself too thin for testing. I really appreciate you wanting to do that, but I wouldn't want anyone to waste or spend resources that they desperately need for something else or someone else just to test this theory out for me. But yeah, this has been really fun. This was more fun than I thought the video was going to be to begin with. So sad for Gambit, but possibly an amazing discovery for everyone in the game. So maybe Gambit's sacrifice was worthwhile. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on Discord if you have any proof of this, or if you can get someone that does and they can do it. Screenshots are great. Videos are even better, but I'm not going to complain either way. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for all the help, all the people that I shouted out. And if I missed you, I'm sorry, and shout out to you as well. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.